In this video, we will walk you through everything you need to know about installing your WD Electronics turn signal kit for the 2024 Polaris Ranger XD 1500. Remove the center hood panel by rotating the two locks near the windshield, sliding the panel forward, and setting it aside. On models equipped with the tilt windshield, lift the handle inside the cab and tilt the windshield all the way up. If your machine does not have a tilting windshield, carefully remove the nut and bolt that hold the windshield in place. This will allow you to lift the windshield manually. This is not a required step, but it gives more room in later installation steps. Tilt your steering wheel all the way down and slide it out. Reach under the dash and push out the two white plastic clips from the bottom side. Carefully remove the trim piece. Under the trim piece, remove the four plastic push clips, one on each corner. Once the fasteners have been removed, locate and remove the gray connector on the back of the cluster by depressing the locking tab and carefully sliding it free. Set the cluster aside. Remove the two plastic push clips on the bottom edge of the center switch panel. Grab the lip on the bottom edge of the panel and carefully pull out to release it. Now, you will remove the triangular A-pillar cover. Remove the two plastic push pins on the back edge of the panel. Lift the outer piece of the panel up and release the three molded clips on the front edge that hold the two pieces together. Remove the panel and set it aside. Remove the two Torx bolts on the inside edge of the hood opening. Remove the Torx bolt that is inside of the A-pillar cover you removed earlier. There's not a lot of space here, so moving the inner A-pillar cover may help with accessing this bolt. In the wheel well, near the amber reflector sticker at the front corner, remove the two plastic push clips and the single Torx bolt. Remove the Torx bolt screwed into the back of the hood-colored piece under the headlight. This fastener is hard to see, but you can feel it on the backside. On the backside of the front wheel well, remove these four Torx bolts. On the front edge of the door opening, simply unclip the door latch cover. Remove the four Torx bolts as shown. Now, you can remove the panel as one piece. If the panel does not come out easily, you likely missed a fastener. Check the area that is binding and make sure there are no remaining fasteners. Repeat these removal steps on the driver's side as well. We will need to be removing both panels. Lift the lock on the steering column and move it all the way up. Remove the four Torx bolts shown on the underside of the steering column cover and remove the bottom half. The cover needs to be modified in order to accommodate the bracket for the turn signal lever. This is a difficult step. Mark the hole you will cut according to your instruction manual. There are 2 layers of plastic on the cover that will need to be cut through. You may use a Dremel, sharp blade, or hot knife tool to carefully make your cuts. Start inside the cover and remove the 4 support fins as shown. When cutting the slot, start just inside of the lines you marked. You can always make the hole bigger later if needed. Locate and insert the bracket through the inside of the hole as shown. Remove the 2 pre-installed bolts from the turn signal lever. Use the 2 bolts to secure the switch to the bracket as shown. Slip the steering column cover over the lock and roughly back into place. Line up the U-shaped portion of the bracket with the mounting hole as shown, and install the long bolt included in the bag of hardware through the bracket and mounting hole. Install the nylon lock nut on the other side of the screw and tighten it down snug, making sure that the face of the turn signal lever is parallel with the face of the steering wheel. We recommend using hand tools due to the tight space. Tighten it down enough that it does not rotate. Clip the covers back together on the column and reinstall the 4 Torx bolts at the bottom. Next to the cover, find the connector for the turn signal lever and route it into the space for the instrument cluster. You will connect it in a later step. Locate the power wire extension for the control module and connect it to the control module using the bullet connectors. Match the colors red to red and black to black. Position the control module on the flat panel under the hood, with the connectors facing the firewall. Our recommended location is shown. Wait to secure the module until everything has been run and connected. If this location is unavailable due to other accessories, find another suitable location under the hood to mount the module. Rotate the extension for the turn signal switch through one of the firewall grommets and back to the location of the mating connector from the turn signal switch. Connect these cables together. Ensure your steering wheel has full range of motion, in and out and up and down. Secure the wires away from any moving parts. Open the tailgate. On the passenger side of the tailgate opening near the cable, there are 4 Torx bolts that need to be removed. Remove the passenger side taillight from the plastics. Disconnect the factory 4-pin connector from the taillight by lifting the locking tab and sliding it free. Set the taillight aside. Locate the 4-pin adapter with the extra 2-pin connector and the long white wire. Install the adapter on the factory wiring harness. There is one more Torx bolt under the bed that needs to be removed near the T in the frame. Once removed, run the white wire down inside the taillight cavity following the factory taillight harness. Underneath the bed, lift the plastic that the Torx bolt you removed was holding down and locate the white wire. Raise the dump bed all the way. On the passenger side on the frame, there is an 8-pin connector. Unplug this connection by lifting the locking tab and sliding it apart. Locate the 8-pin taillight adapter in your kit with the red and black bullet connector wires. Install the adapter in line with the factory connection. Route the white wire on the 4-pin adapter following the factory harness all the way to the 8-pin adapter that you just installed, securing with zip ties along the way. The 3 bullet connectors, red, black, and white, should all end up together at the 8-pin adapter where you will connect them later. Now you will remove the passenger side door sill. Remove the 4 Torx bolts on the top edge of the sill and the 3 Torx bolts on the bottom near the skid plate. Remove the 1 remaining Torx bolt at the bottom of the passenger's wheel well. Carefully remove the panel. Start at the 8-pin connector you installed under the bed. Connect the 3 bullet connectors on the long black cable to the mating bullet connectors at the 8-pin adapter, matching the colors red to red, black to black, and white to white. Make sure the bullet connectors are fully connected and that the plastic insulation is fully covering the connections. Feed the other end of the black cable with the 3-pin connector toward the front of the machine. Now feed the cable through the opening in the remaining body panel and out through the front opening. Now, run the cable all the way across the frame to the front corner. Use the included zip tie with the edge clip and push it onto the edge of the frame. Make sure the cable is taut along the frame and secure it to this zip tie. Run the cable up the frame towards the A-pillar and follow the hose for the washer nozzle behind the plastic panel, zip tying as you go. Run the 3-pin connector across to the control module and connect it to the mating connector with the same white retainer clip. Bundle up any excess wire and secure it under the passenger side fender behind the headlight housing. Locate the ballast harness for the sequential LED strips. One side of the harness has a driver's side label near the small 4-pin connector. Make sure to route the driver's side of the harness to the driver's side of the machine. Connect the large 4-pin connector to the mating connector on the control module and route one side of the harness around the back of each headlight. Drill one 11/16 hole on each side for the wiring in the location shown. Feed the harness through the back side of each hole. Put both side hood panels you removed back into place, but do not fully reinstall them. This strip has a groove at the bottom edge that will pinch in between the two panels and secure the strip in place. Feed a small length of the end of the strip without the wiring harness under the fender at the outside corner. Connect the 4-pin connector on each sequential LED strip to the mating connector on each side of the harness and pull any excess harness back through the hole you drilled. Follow the curve of the panels and line the strip up with the bottom inside corner of the panel. Feed any excess length of strip under the fender at the outside corner. Secure the strip in place with the single Torx bolt on the back side. Secure the sequential ballasts under the hood using 2 square 3M adhesive pads on each ballast. Remove the plastic cover in your chosen slot. Feed the entire horn harness through the opening and clip the switch into place. Feed the 2-pin connector and the wire with the spade connectors under the dash towards the instrument cluster opening. Feed them through the back of one of the firewall grommets and under the hood. Route and connect the 2-pin connector to the mating connector on the control module. Route and connect the other wire with the 2 spade connectors to the snail horn and connect them. The spade connectors are reversible and can be connected in either direction. Secure the wires away from any hot or moving parts with the included zip ties. Depending on what model and options your machine is equipped with, you may or may not have open rocker slots in your center switch panel. If you do not have room in your center switch panel, we also offer an extended horn harness and an extended 4-way emergency hazard light harness to mount on the roof switch panel. See the description for links to those installation videos. Cut a small 1/4 to 1/2 inch tab out of the top of the license plate as shown. Bend the tab over so it stays flat, or cut it off. Leave enough space for the wires to come through. Mark 2 holes in your desired location for the license plate using the holes on the bracket as a template. We recommend mounting it under the bed on the passenger side frame where the frames meet and make a T. Make sure to mount it on the metal frame, not the plastic on the bottom of the tailgate. Before drilling any holes, lift the dump bed all the way, hold the bracket and frame in your marked location, and make sure that the bracket and frame cannot contact anything when mounted. Attach the frame using 2 of the included self-tapping screws. Locate the power wire for the LED license plate frame. It has a 2-pin connector on one end and 2 bullet connectors on the other. Connect the 2-pin connector on the extension to the mating 2-pin connector on the taillight adapter you installed earlier on the passenger side taillight. Feed the other end down into the taillight cavity, following the factory harness and white wire on the taillight adapter. Locate the wire under the plastic cover under the bed and pull it through. Connect it to the mating bullet connectors on the LED license plate frame, matching the colors red to red and black to black. Make sure the bullet connectors are fully seated and that the plastic insulation is covering the connections. Install the plate to the LED frame and secure the frame to the bracket using the small nuts and bolts included in the license plate kit. Secure the wire away from any hot or moving components using the included zip ties. Any extra length of cable can be secured inside of the taillight cavity. Reconnect the taillight to the other end of the 4-pin adapter and reinstall the taillight. Locate the dash indicator harness with the 2 exposed pins. Route the end of the harness with the 2 pins through one of the firewall grommets. Locate the wire under the dash and pull some slack through. Open the back cover on the connector for your instrument cluster by separating the 2 halves. Remove the blue pins in slots 6 and 7 from the back of the connector. Remove the clear gray cover from the front of the connector by depressing the white lock on each side and sliding it off as shown. Insert the 2 pins on the dash indicator harness into the connector from the back side. The pin on the black wire will go into slot number 6, and the pin on the red wire will go into slot number 7. Ensure the pins are fully inserted and that the ends line up with the other factory installed pins. Reinstall the clear gray cover onto the end of the connector, making sure that it clips into place. Run the wire through the side of the gray back cover, following the factory wires, and clip the back cover together. Connect the 4-pin plug for the dash indicators to the mating connector on the control module under the hood, as shown. Use 2 of the included self-tapping screws to mount the control module in its final location. Confirm that there is no wiring or anything that could be damaged beneath the plastic before drilling. Be careful not to over-tighten the bolts and strip the plastic. Attach the power cable to the Polaris pulse bar by removing a dust cap from an available position and plugging in the mating end of the power cable. Once that's done, you're ready to put everything back together and test out your lights.